back to another Deeper Conversations with Dr. Barbara Swinney. I am your host, Dr. Barbara Swinney, a life and holistic leadership coach and coach trainer, founder and CEO of Deeper Women Lead Global, a platform established for women in leadership to heal, lead, and leverage their stories and strategies for life, love, and leadership. And Deeper Conversations is another way, another space for women to leverage their stories. I'm super excited about tonight's series with Miss Lee Davis. Lee is joining the Deeper Women Lead Global platform, not just as a speaker, but as a co-author in our Deeper Teach anthology series. We are super excited to have her as an author in volume 3. And I am just gonna let you behind the scenes of who Lee Davis is. Lee, I'm so excited to have you here. Say hi to the people, Lee.
Hello, everyone. I am just as equally excited to be on this platform with you. And thank you for having me.
Thank you, Lee. So, Lee, tell me, how did you hear about Deeper Women Lead Global?
Okay, so I found out about your women platform on Instagram. I was scrolling
Mm-hmm.
through Instagram and I saw something about speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And last year, I stepped out from behind the scenes and I wanted to speak, tell my story. But I remember during our interview, I was letting you in on a secret. I didn't really think I had a story that people will want to hear.
Yes.
So when I found your inquiry about speakers, I applied. And needless to say, I was nervous and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but what am I going to talk about? What am I
Right.
going to speak about on such a large platform? Because I had spoke a couple of times, but
Mm-hmm.
usually to youth or a smaller crowd. So to be on a platform like this, I was a little nervous. Like, am I
Mm-hmm.
going to resonate with anyone? Is anyone going to hear my side of the story and
Mm-hmm.
actually feel it? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what made me do it is because I've been trying to step out from behind the scenes and I wanted to speak more and I wanted a larger platform. So when I saw your inquiry, I said, let's go for it. No longer saying no and letting fear lead me. It's time for me to control and steer my car where I need to go and where I want to go. So that's why I did it.
Well, Lee, I'm so glad you decided to come on board. I'm excited about what the people are going to hear from you at the conference. Lee is going to be speaking at Deeper Women Speak, which is going to be held April 19th and April 20th. And guess what, guys? We are open for registration. So if you are interested in hearing Lee and all of the other speakers, we have about 30 speakers who are going to be taking the stage. We're also going to be launching Deeper Women Teach, the anthology project. That's our book. We're launching volume 3. We're excited to do that. Go to deeperwomenleadglobal.org and register for the Deeper Women Speak conference today. And you can meet Lee Davis at the conference and hear more about her story. But I want to know, Lee, as you went through the process, let people in because so many women are nervous or reticent about telling their story. Uh, what kind of emotions did you actually experience as you were writing your story for the book?
That's that is a very, very good question because I'm very private. Which is probably why I
Mhm.
haven't spoke out before on something personal. Usually I'm motivating and usually I'm speaking about business and so forth. But with this conference, it takes it a little more, it says deeper. So you go a little more deeper. And I was very fearful, especially when I began to write my story because I disclosed so many things that I don't even share with friends because I'm not one of those women
Mhm.
who need friends to actually
Uh-huh.
uh, download all of my issues with. I like to get with my girls and have a good time, and I kind of manpower through my own problems. So to sit there,
Mhm.
I did cry during it because some of the information that I wrote about was very personal to me and my family, my immediate
Mhm.
family. I did share my rough drafts with my kids. I have 3 grown kids, and they are included into this story because they each had something going on that impacted me during
Yes.
this time period. And I picked a time period from when I went through a divorce. And I felt that that time period, my divorce until now, was totally Lee discovering who she is, which is why mine is the joy and pain of rediscovering me. Because we think we know who we are when we're out here in this world. But I found out that I didn't when I went through a divorce and when my kids moved out. I realized my life had evolved around their life, and who I became
Mm.
was due to who they were in the position I held in other people's life. So when I stripped all that away, I had to discover who I was. And so this platform
Yes.
and writing it made me really dig deep. And I realized, yeah, I had a lot of stuff to unload. Um,
Yes.
it was emotional. I have to admit that, but I think I
Yeah.
felt relieved after getting it out and after I let the first daughter read it, and she says, "I think you need to expand on this. I think you need to
Mm. Mm.
expand more." She said, "Tell people why you are the way you are right now." And I was like,
Yes. That's good.
"Why?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she said, "Because they need to understand, why do you work as hard as you do? Why do you try so
Mm.
many things?" And she said, in reading just that little bit of your life only covered a 5-year span, but there was
Mm.
a whole beginning before that that I didn't touch on, and that was the emotional part for me when she said I need to go deeper because it scared me. Like, how do I want to go? How much
Right.
do I want
Right.
strangers to know about me?
Right. Right.
You know?
And Lee, I kind of experienced some of the same things when I wrote my first book, It's Always Deeper, which was basically the catalyst for the entire Deeper Women Lead global platform. And there's something in us, especially as professional women, when we don't have that, sometimes that circle that we can, I call it, do the ugly cry with and still maintain our dignity. Sometimes we just don't have that. So as you were trying to get that out, um, how do you think other women who are in this professional realm, kind of process all of that, even though you felt like you didn't really have a story to tell, but yet you found it very emotional to put it out there? What advice could you give to women who are ready to tell their story, but they're just really, really scared to tell their story?
Well, it's first you gotta accept your story. First, you gotta define who you are within your own story, so that when you tell your
Mm-hmm.
story, it has meaning to you. Once it has meaning to you,
Mm-hmm.
then it resonates with others because that's normally how it's planned out. Because you're here, I believe we're here to encourage, motivate, lead other individuals, and we're given life experience for a reason. And so you have to be
Mm-hmm.
one, honest with who you are, honest with your
Mm-hmm.
situation,
Mm-hmm.
honest with what you discovered, honest with the ugly as well as with the good. Whether you share it all or
Mm.
you share snippets of it, sorry, um, it's still you. So once
Mm-hmm.
you accept who you are and you're ready to share your story, everyone doesn't have to share their story on such a major platform. Everyone doesn't have to
Right.
write a book. But
Mm-hmm.
even in a sister circle group, if you have one and you're ready to share your story, be honest about it and be willing to accept and make changes that are necessary if you feel there are changes my changes was becoming softer, as they
Mm.
say, the
Mm-hmm.
soft girl era that we're in. These little trends are funny to me, but I realized that that's exactly where I was at. I was becoming a
Mm.
softer woman because I led all my life, my household, my family, my
Yes.
even in the dynamics of my sibling role. I'm the baby, but yet I'm the one who leads
Mm.
everything, and as I always speak about, the rock of the family.
Yeah.
So accept your role in life,
Mm-hmm.
accept the path that you're on. If it's
Mm-hmm.
something that you agree with, continue moving forward. If it's something that you do not agree with and you need to change, then that's for you to do. You need to
Yes.
go a different
Change.
route. You need to change it. And so that's pretty much what I would tell someone. If you want to be a speaker, one, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to know your story,
Mm-hmm.
believe your story, and believe that your story has an impact to others.
Yes.
Um, because what are you speaking about if
Mm-hmm.
no one else is encouraged, or if it doesn't hit someone in the heart like it should? If you're just talking to talk or speaking to speak, it's going to go in one ear and out the other, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're just spitting it out with no type of validation to why you're doing this. So I would definitely get to know your why, get your reasoning behind it, and then find a platform, find someone like Dr. Barbara here,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
takes on people that are not professional seasoned speakers and encourages them. Find a platform that you can be who you are,
Yes.
and they allow you to grow, because that's what I love, how she's allowing us to do that as well, still put our personal business out there on her platform, and then move on from there. And don't let fear stop you. Fear and can't are dream breakers. I always believe that. The word can't, I can't, and fear will stop you from reaching your goal faster than a friend telling you no.
Absolutely. So Lee, you mentioned a couple of things, and we realized this during the interview, how many things we actually had in common as we started to go through our stuff. Our stories kind of seem a little vanilla to us, because it's like, people go through divorce, like
Everybody
blah
do
blah
this.
blah blah. Who cares? Like what's so what? And you mentioned that you were the youngest child. I'm the youngest of 10, and I suffered from what I call the pedestal syndrome, where people had these expectations for you, not in a malicious way. They just loved me. I call it, they loved me into addiction. They loved me into the addiction to external affirmation. And I was kind of that one, that the one that I was the baby, so everybody doted on me, and I started to believe my own hype. So when did it kind of start to fall apart for you, and you got on this journey, your deeper journey? You started peeling back the layers and saying, you know what, I thought it was that, but I'm not that at all.
Exactly. I know it's so crazy how you really do know. I call it my spiritual journey. Yes, it's deeper. And I did become more spiritual during this. And I believe it started 2017. And that's when everything shifted. And it was like simultaneously, everything happened at once. It was almost like I was pushed to become a new version of me. And during my shift and my discovery of myself is when I found out I didn't need to be as hard as I was. It's when I found out. I always knew I was the person everyone came to. When I say everyone, I mean mother, father, siblings, nieces, nephews, my own kids. They all come to me. And I realized during these last 5 years that some people look at it as like a passage or something, like that's your right way passage. That's who you are in the family, and you should be honored to have this role as the rock that everyone comes to. But people on the outside looking at it don't know the burden of being the rock of the family, because the expectations are very high for you, which you may have other siblings. Like you said, you're the youngest of 10, I'm the youngest of 3. And when you have other siblings, their expectation is nothing compared to what, and it's not malicious. It's because they see in you who you were created to be. So they feel like they can load their burdens on you because you're going to solve it. You're going to take care of it. So what I learned how to do during this process is to take what I want to take, help who I want to help, and put my boundaries up so that I can nurture myself in between. It's funny how I just shared with you how I just drove an hour and a half in to make sure I made it to this meeting on time because I was in San Diego caring for my mother. And on top of caring for her, I'm also a grandmother now. I'm caring for a 1 and a 3-year-old. And then I have a concern with my brother, who he's my older brother, but I brought him to San Diego because I needed to do some stuff with him. And someone said, "You're the babysitter. I think we lost you."
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I should have put my phone on do not disturb when I figured out I was having to come in. Yeah, people are calling. Yeah.
That phone always goes off. But long story short is I had one of my siblings upset with me or more jealous of me. I don't know if jealous is a proper word because I don't want nobody to be offended, but she looked at me like, why does everybody come to you? Why does everyone call on you? And I'm thinking, I didn't ask for this though. So
Right,
please don't
right,
be upset with me because of I defaulted in this, my birthright. I fell into
right.
this. And now what do? I don't run from it. I stand up and
Mhm,
I continue with what I was given. But it's funny how some people praise you, some people are jealous of you, some people think, oh, you think you're all that. And
mhm.
really, I don't think I'm anything. I'm just living.
Right, right,
I
right.
didn't even ask for any of this. It's like I'm just here to take care. I love taking care of my grandbabies and I love creating business. All of this
Mhm.
other stuff that comes along with it, I didn't ask for any of it. But when
That's
it's
right.
put in my lap, I take care of it
That's
because it's
right.
obviously given to me for a reason.
Right.
And so when you have family that don't understand, like, do you want it? Can I
Yeah.
give it to
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
you want to handle all this?
Yeah.
Then take
That's
it,
good.
please, because I'd rather go travel
Yeah.
and, and do
And you
something
know
else.
what? Sometimes your gift gets on your nerves. Like
It does.
it's your gift, but it has made room for you in the way that you help women now. I know that you're a corporate trainer,
Yes.
you're also a leadership coach. So how has your life basically served your profession?
Um, very abundantly.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
good.
like, I'm in the middle of a series right now for
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship training business workshops. I do every Saturday. This is one of the series. It's a 6-week series. And I am learning during all of the stuff that I'm doing, especially this book and everything like that. The individuals that I come across, I am able to communicate with them when they
Mm-hmm.
have their concerns, even from business. It doesn't even matter what it is, from
Mm-hmm.
business to personal life. It seems like I was put into it on all dynamics, on all
Yeah.
fronts, from personal life to
Mm.
professional life to everything. So that I think it was given to me, like you said, for a reason. So now
Yeah.
I can share
Yeah.
it back. These are my experiences, what I've done. So now when I communicate with them, I'm relating because I experienced it as well.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean, so the feedback that I get now,
Mm-hmm.
it's more respect, it's more loving
I
because not
love it.
only did I learn it, I learned how to deliver my
That's good.
message.
That's good.
I
That's
learned how
good.
to deliver it more adequately, more professionally, and more soft. My soft
That's
girl
good.
skills,
Yes. Yes. I
because
love that.
I used to be the dot the I cross the T. This is how I do it. This is how it goes. Now get
Right.
on somewhere. And because I did multitask so much, everything had to be
Yeah.
fast. But I learned breathe. Tell
Mm-hmm.
them what they need to hear in a
That's good.
language they need to hear it in, so that it's received the way it was intended to be received. And
That's
once
good.
that's
That's
what I
good.
learned during these 5 years, to calm down.
I love
Everyone
that.
doesn't gravitate to the type of verbiage that you use. Everyone that
Mm-hmm.
they have different mindsets when they come to taking in information. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
understand you can't just blurt out stuff and expect someone to receive it and be like, oh, but I said it with good intentions, but it was delivered harshly. So I did learn
Mm-hmm.
that.
I love that. I love that. And oftentimes our lives are, I call it professional development for the thing that we do professionally. So some of the stuff that you've gone through personally and that deep digging you've had to do to even in writing the book. One of the things that I've found is that usually when I sit across from a client, I've either just experienced something.
Looks like we lost you again. It's okay. Breathe through it. Breathe through it.
coach
I
coach
mean,
me through it, Lee. Coach me through
just
it.
breathe
Coach
through
me
it
through
because I told you I just went through this driving in here. I hit all
Yes.
types of construction zones. I had a 1-year-old crying baby for an hour and a half. And then I get here, the internet was messing up. It's just breathe through it. We got
Breathe through
this.
it. Okay.
Stuff
We got it.
happens. Stuff happens, and we just got to go with the flow of it. Nothing is perfect. And I'm actually kind of glad they could see it's not perfect. The people out
Yes.
there, even no matter
That's
how
good.
much you organize it,
That's good.
it's
You
not
just
perfect.
shifted my perspective. You just shifted my whole perspective. Thank you. I appreciate that. Listen, Lee, I am so grateful that you were able to. I know that you were busy, but you wanted to be on tonight. I
Yes.
definitely wanted the people to meet Lee Davis. I'm super excited, and I thank you, Lee, for allowing me to be a part of your journey. This might be this
Likewise.
part this short of a journey or portion that I get to share with you, but I'm honored that you've trusted the Deeper Women League Global platform with your story, and I know that people are going to be interested in getting in touch with Lee Davis. Lee, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, the fastest way I want to say is Instagram. I do have a new talk radio show. I do, as I stated, I do entrepreneurship. So Instagram kind of has all of the businesses together, even information about this upcoming speaking event. And it is IG, the truth underscore W with W underscore Miss Lee. So it's the truth underscore W underscore Miss Lee that's on Instagram. And that would be the fastest way. It's open, it's not private. You can message me, you can follow, you can see upcoming events, you can participate in my entrepreneurship and business consulting classes. And you can be a part of our speaking our speaking event in Atlanta, because I'm posting series on that as well.
Absolutely, Lee. So we want you to come out and see Lee on April 18th and April 19th and 20th. There you go. April 19th and 20th, Lee is going to be speaking. Not only is she going to be speaking, she's also going to be debuting on the Deeper Women League Global platform as a co-author in Deeper Women Teach, which is our anthology series, volume 3. And I'm just elated. I've not met Lee in person, but I'm so looking forward to meeting her and just being a part of her community. We are over in the Deeper Women League Global community, where we encourage each other. We jump on a call about every 2 weeks, and I'm just excited for us to be together. So if you have not registered, registration is now open. Go to deeperwomenleagueglobal.org and register for the conference so that you can come and meet Lee Davis, in addition to about 29 other speakers that are going to grace the stage. We're going to have a VIP book launch. You want to register for that. Right now, if you type in the word leverage for a discount code, you get about a $50 discount. That is leverage, LEVERAGE. And you can get the early bird discount. It's only going to be $50 discounted for the next 2 weeks. So you want to get in there and book your ticket, book your space, so that we can see you at the conference. So I'm so excited. Come out to see Lee and all of the other women. And we are going to call it a night. Thank you, Lee. Lee, say bye to the people and hang on a minute after this, Lee. Let's close out, and then I want to talk to you for just a second after the show.
Okay.